Alright, before we get to our big conversion, we're going to start off with the basics. And whenever you get two fractions, sometimes before you cross multiply them, you can reduce them. The 3 and the, well, you can only reduce them diagonally. The 3 and the 1 can't be reduced because 1 is the greatest common factor. But the 2 and the 4 can reduce before you multiply. The greatest common factor is 2, so 2 divided by 2 is going to give you 1. And 4 divided by 2 is going to give you 2. So you're going to go ahead and cross multiply them, get a 6 on the top because 3 times 2 is 6. And then 1 times 1 is 1. Alright, keeping that in mind, we're going to move on to this. I put variables after the numbers to represent units of measurement and show how they can reduce also. So you're going to do the same thing with the numbers. The 3 and the 1 can't reduce anymore, and the 2 and the 4 can though. The greatest common factor is 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. But now you move on to the variables. The z and the y can't reduce anymore, but the x and the x can. They end up canceling each other out. So 3 times 2 is 6, and then the x can't carry over, but the z does. And 1 times 1 is 1, and the y carries over because the x can't, and then there's your answer. So now we're going to move into our big conversion of 40 feet per second to miles per hour. In this conversion, you're going to have to convert feet into miles and seconds into hours. So we're going to start off with converting feet into miles. Okay. You're going to put feet on the bottom because you don't want feet to end up in your end equation. You want them to cross each other off like we did in that example. And then you're going to put miles on top. In 1 mile, there are 5,280 feet. So like we said, the feet would end up crossing off because they're diagonal. And then you could reduce the 40 and the 5,280. 40 divided by 40 is 1. And 5,280 divided by 40 is 132. So now in this box, you're going to convert the seconds into hours. You're going to put seconds on top again, just like we did with the feet, so in the end they'll cross each other off. And then you're going to put the hours on the bottom. 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. Now you can still reduce this. 3,600 divided by 132. The 132 is going to divide itself out to equal 1, and 3,600 divided by 132 is 27.27 repeating. So now you're at the end. You're just going to cross multiply. Well, I forgot to cross off these seconds, but you're going to cross multiply. 1 times 1 times 27.27 repeating is 27.27 repeating. The feet and the seconds are all crossed off, which leaves you with miles, which carries over to the end. And you do the same thing for the bottom. 1 times 1 times 1 is going to give you 1. The feet and the seconds are all crossed off, so the hours carries over. And your answer is 27.27 repeating miles per hour.